Owen Bassani here from FightHype.com. I'm here with promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, you know it's winter because that coat's on. That coat.
You know what? It looked really good in the shop. You know, on the mannequin, like the mannequin with a six-pack and a small waist. But it's more of a tent on me. But you know, we're okay. We're okay.
We're here for the workout. Dillian, Whyte, Dereck, Chisora, part 2. Good turnout actually.
Yeah, really good. It's like, these things are like your birthday party when you're younger, you know what I mean? You hold it here, and we're in quite an obscure place. It's like, I hope people turn up, and then you get to like 11:45, and there was about 4 people in. I was thinking, what a man, we had a massive turnout. So people are excited about this fight. This is a fight that the man on the street is talking about. You know, you get in a black cab, oh mate, it's that tear up again at the O2 on Saturday. It's a fight that reaches out to the casuals, because the first one was so good, and they're 2 great characters, 2 great servants, and they're heavyweights. People love to watch the big boys fight.
I'm just going to ask you then, obviously we know that there's another pay-per-view event on the same day. Is this that advantage that the heavyweights attract to see?
Look, that's a good fight, the other fight. I'm not knocking it, I'm not putting it down, but it doesn't appeal to the mass audience. It's a really good fight between 2 great fighters, 2 great lads. This is the fight people are talking about outside of boxing, and that's how you drive big numbers. That's how you create interest in a fight. And like I said, you walk down the street out there and you say to people Warrington Frampton, or you say to them Whyte, Chisora, you're clever enough to know who they're going to know and what they're going to talk about. And regardless of that, it's heavy. It's just heavyweights. Heavyweight sells. That's why it's an 18,000 sellout. And you know, and it's a brilliant fight. The first fight's one of the best heavyweight fights I've seen live. So I can't wait, and I don't know what's going to happen either. Chisora's got that glint in his eye. You know, he looks fresh. Yeah, he does. And Dillian's got a lot of pressure on him. A lot of pressure.
Talking about Dillian then, Dillian didn't need to take this fight because we know he sort of on that path to maybe a world title fight. Obviously Anthony Joshua's name gets mentioned quite a lot. Deontay Wilder's name was mentioned for a long time last year at some point. But what made him want to take this fight and sort of defeat them omens from the first fight?
I just think he loves to fight, and I think he finds it hard to shirk a challenge. You know, he's one of those guys that likes to stay active. He could have easily sat it out and waited to try and get a shot at Joshua. And Chisora's been goading him about that. He's like, you're mad, you know, you had it all. You could have just sat there and waited for the shot. But Dillian's not about that. You know, Dillian saw the opportunity to have a big fight. He knows the fans want to watch this fight. He wants to try and beat up Dereck Chisora. So, you know, it all rolled into one. It was the right move for him. But there is a lot of pressure because he's got everything to lose in this fight. And Chisora's thinking, I'm going to beat Whyte, and I'm in. I'm in the big fights.
Talking about the heavyweight division then, obviously if Dillian does win this, it does put him up there with, you know, some of the best operators in the division. Now what sort of path do you want to take? We know that Anthony Joshua fight is mentioned if Deontay Wilder fight doesn't happen in April, for example. But there's other fights out there like Deontay Wilder was mentioned for a long time, and Luis Ortiz back then. What sort of path do you want to take? What are you looking at?
Yeah, I want to give Dillian Whyte a shot at the world title. That's what I want to do, because I think he's earned it. And it's all very well having big fights and making big money, but you've got to fight for the world title. That's why he's in the game, you know. He's made the money. He's been in big fights. Now it's time to fight for the world title. So if Wilder don't want to fight AJ, Dillian is a front runner if he can win on Saturday. So we'll have to see, but it's going to be tough and there's a lot to lose. But, you know, he's been in the big fights now, and the next natural step is to challenge for the world heavyweight title.